Hi guys, it's Diddley here, and I've got for you some tank gameplay followed by what happens to be one of the worst cases of admin abuse that I've ever seen in this game. It is absolutely terrible. But for the first part of this video at least, this is just going to be the round before the abuse, so it's everything leading up to it, and at least if you watch this it'll give you an idea as to why the admin did what they needed to do. For those of you who don't want to sit and watch the tank gameplay, I'll pop a link in the description so you can skip forward to the abuse, but I will recommend if you can stick around because it'll at least give you an idea as to what happened. It was quite late for us when we started this game, but we had one more game syndrome, which is normally what happens when you play Battlefield. So we decided to stick around, we found a server, jumped straight into it, and from the very start it was clear we were going to have some problems, simply because there were 6 to 7 on the opposing team and there was 1 on our team. So with the 3 of us, myself, Badger and KO the Destroyer, that gives a grand total of 4 people. And as what normally happens when there's nobody on the opposing team, the enemy has all the flags and the tickets are bleeding out profusely. So we figured we were in trouble. At that point I wasn't running my capture card, simply because I just wanted to have a normal game and I'd been recording all day. I just thought, let's just have one last game and then go to sleep. But after 5 minutes of play, and bear in mind we're only in it for about 10 minutes in total, we realised how much ass we were actually kicking. So I turned the capture card on and I ended up finishing 35 for 0. And between the 3 of us we ended up with 66 kills, which wasn't bad for 10 or so minutes worth of gameplay. So as you can see, I'm running the thermal optics with the canister shell and the sensor upgrade, and that overall is my favourite package for any of the closer tank maps. So this map and Damavan Peak, I find that package is invaluable simply because they complement each other. The infantry is devastated by the canister shell. The thermal will pick up the infantry running towards you, and anybody that's hiding in the local area will be picked up by the sensor, so they do complement each other quite well. Had I encountered a bit more resistance from the enemy team in terms of javelins or SOFLAMs, I probably would have swapped out that thermal for the smoke. But as I said in my previous tanking video, any of the closer maps I tend to run that package until I'm getting a lot more resistance, and then I will swap it out just to keep on top of things. But as you can see in this gameplay, I don't really get any resistance at all, and I end up finishing, like I said before, 35 for 0. So it was quite an easy round for us, to say the least. Not much resistance, and we could just literally sit there. Now at this point in the time, you'll notice I'm kind of near the enemy base. I don't tend to like sitting outside an enemy spawn and killing them, even though I do like dropping rubble on their heads like that. But unfortunately when we joined the map, they were doing that to our team previously, so it's only right that we pay them back, and that's what we were doing here. Also, there were no flags for us to take because we'd just gone in there and took everything, so it would have been kind of boring just to be sitting around. And also it was towards the end of the game anyway, and we just wanted to win this one, so that's the reason why I'm sitting so close to their base here. I'm going to let you just carry on and watch the rest of this video now. I'll pop the admin abuse at the end just to show you what they did. So I hope you enjoy this part of the gameplay at least.
I just wanted to knock down
So there you have it, that's the end of the round, and considering the appalling start that our team had, we didn't do too bad at all. 35 for 0 for me, 11 for 2 for Joe, and 20 for 7 for KO, and we won, which was the main thing. So the very next round we've got is Operation Metro, so naturally we get one more game syndrome where we have to stay. So the plan here is me and Joe run to B, KO take to A, and we'll take it from there. Then, pow, I'm dead. Either an amazing shot or just got killed by an admin, and you guessed it, killed by admin. So at this point I'm a little bit confused as to what's going on. Initial thoughts were perhaps they were team balancing because some of the people might have left on their team, and I didn't check the scoreboard when I initially started out. So that's okay, I have no problem with that at all. I do it sometimes myself. If the opposing team has little to no players, it's sometimes worth just swapping over just to keep the game going. Fair enough, if the enemy team has no players, yes, you can go take the flags, and yes, you can go and win, so you will get some score. But for those of you who are interested in score, your score per minute will go down, simply because you're not going to get the kills because there's going to be nobody there, and flags will only give you a certain amount of points. Once they're captured, without enemies to take them back, you're not going to get anything. So here I am checking the scoreboard again, and we can see straight away there is an imbalance in the team. So again, I'm confused. If the opposing side, or our previous opposing side, RKT clan, wanted to balance the team, why then at this point did they not send some people over again? I would have been quite happy to have been pushed back over with Joe and KO on my team. That would have been fine, because then we would have had fairly even teams. However, it appears the guys who run this server and are admins for the server did not want to play fairly at all. And as you'll see in a second, when I check the scoreboard, I'm just about to get killed here. Oh god, help me. Dead. There you go. Bit of an imbalance there. Not by much on the player count, but what you would have noticed is that most of the higher ranking players have been moved over to this team, which I don't think is fair. And bear in mind, this is the team that we previously smashed in the match before on CN Crossing. So I'm not trying to say anything about the way they play or the way that we played. I'm just trying to say that I didn't particularly find this fair, that they were moving the more experienced players over, because rank doesn't necessarily mean you're a better player, but it will show that you've had more experience, because obviously it goes for the amount of time you've been playing. They've moved all of us onto one team. So although it's not happening at the moment, because we only have one flag, they have 3, you can clearly see what's going to happen when there's an imbalance in teams with more experience, or an imbalance in the actual amount of players. At some point it's going to end up as a spawn trap, and that does happen a bit later on, and I did not particularly want to get involved with that, because that's not fair. Here's the scoreboard again, more of an imbalance this time, so a few people have left their team, and I don't blame them, to be honest. So at this point I decided not to carry on recording, simply because I knew it was going to end up as a spawn trap, and that's not going to make a good video for anybody to watch. I spend the remainder of the time in the server, I think about 10 to 15 minutes worth, just firing smoke grenades into the enemy spawn point to try and give them a bit of cover and to help them out. And as you'll see from this next clip, which is taken a little bit later, just how unfair this match was. So thank you very much for watching, and if you're an admin, please don't abuse your privileges like this. You might win a match, but it does not make you a better player.